judge mocked a black lawyer until he exposed a $1 billion scam in court. The gavel cracked against the desk, sharp as a gunshot. All eyes turned to the defense table, where a young black lawyer stood, Marcus Hill, 32 years old. His suit wasn't Armani, his briefcase wasn't leather. He looked like an underdog, out of place among the polished elite in that federal courtroom. The judge smirked. "Mr. Hill, let's not waste this court's time with theatrics." The jury chuckled softly. Across the aisle, the billionaire real estate tycoon, Charles Lancaster, leaned back with a grin. His defense team whispered, laughing quietly at Marcus. They thought he didn't belong. They mocked his voice, his case, even his very presence in that courtroom. But what none of them knew was that Marcus Hill was about to expose the largest housing fraud in U.S. history, a billion-dollar scam that destroyed thousands of lives. And one shocking secret about Marcus himself, no one in that courtroom was ready to hear. Before we dive into this unbelievable story, where are you watching this video from? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to know. Marcus Hill was not born into wealth, privilege, or legacy. He was born into Briarwood, a neighborhood people in the city used to cross the street to avoid. At 12 years old, Marcus watched sheriff deputies box up his family's belongings and dump them onto the sidewalk. His mother pleaded with the men in suits who stood watching, clipboards in hand. "Mother, please, we've paid everything we could. Just give us more time." The man replied coldly, "Bank rep, the paperwork's final. You have until sundown." That day, Marcus carried his little sister's toys to a friend's porch and swore to himself, "One day, I'll fight men like this. One day, I'll know the laws better than they do." Years later, scholarships, sleepless nights, and part-time jobs got him into law school. But Marcus didn't chase the corporate jobs. Instead, he opened a small community office on the very block where his family had lost their home. He defended tenants against predatory landlords. He represented families who couldn't afford lawyers. And now, he stood face-to-face with the same type of empire that had once crushed his own family. And one shocking thing about Marcus Hill? You'll know it by the end. It's the reason his voice shook the entire courtroom. The case: The People versus Charles Lancaster. Lancaster, a billionaire developer accused of orchestrating a housing scam that drained poor families dry. Thousands of fake leases, fraudulent property flips, inflated valuations, and billions siphoned into offshore accounts. Marcus, the youngest lawyer in the room, represented the victims. The courtroom wasn't kind. The judge interrupted him. Lancaster's lawyers smirked and objected at every turn. Jurors rolled their eyes. Judge, cutting him off, "Stick to facts, Mr. Hill. This isn't a fairy tale." Lancaster's attorney, "Objection. Irrelevant. The amateur is wandering." The laughter stung, but Marcus didn't flinch. His hands gripped the table, knuckles white, but his eyes burned steady. He remembered his mother's tears on the sidewalk. He remembered the boxes of furniture. He remembered the promise. "This isn't about me," he thought. "It's about every family that got crushed." Witness after witness took the stand. Lancaster's executives, smug, confident, dressed in silk ties, denied wrongdoing. Marcus questioned them quietly, never raising his voice. Marcus: "Sir, you said 200 apartments were occupied. But tell me, why do utility records show only 17 active meters?" Witness, stammering: Well, those records must be incomplete." The jury leaned forward. Another witness bragged about job numbers created. Marcus slid a sheet across the table. "Marcus, so why do unemployment filings in that same district increase during your project?" The witness froze. Piece by piece, Marcus pulled threads. At first, no one noticed. But slowly, the defense team began scribbling frantically. Jurors frowned. Lancaster shifted in his chair. Then Marcus dropped Exhibit 47 on the desk, a binder thicker than a Bible. Inside, emails, bank statements, offshore transfers. Marcus, steady voice: "This document shows $1.2 billion moved through shell companies. Companies controlled by Mr. Lancaster himself. Gasps rippled through the gallery. Reporters jumped from their seats. Lancaster's attorney shot up. Attorney, objection. This is slander. Judge, hesitant. Overruled. Proceed. The room shifted. For the first time, Marcus had everyone's full attention. He wasn't just defending the poor anymore. He was dismantling an empire. Marcus turned to the jury. His voice grew louder, fiercer. Marcus. They called these families lazy. They mocked them as irresponsible. But the truth? Lancaster built a machine to rob them blind. $1 billion stolen from the people least able to fight back. He paused. His chest heaved. Then, the twist, and how do I know? Because I was one of them. Lancaster's company stole my home, too. The courtroom froze. A flashback cut through Marcus's mind. His mother begging, the sheriff dragging boxes, the cold laughter of men in suits. Jurors covered their mouths. Even the judge leaned forward. Marcus's voice broke, but he pressed on. Marcus, when I was 12, I promised myself I'd stand here one day. And now I am. Not just for me, but for every family you crushed, Mr. Lancaster. Lancaster's smug face drained of color. Deliberations were short. The jury returned. Foreman. We find the defendant. Guilty. Ordered to pay restitution exceeding $1 billion. The courtroom erupted. Families cried. Reporters rushed. The gallery thundered with applause. Marcus's mother stood, tears streaming down her face. She whispered, Mother, you did it, baby. You kept your promise. The judge, humbled, finally addressed him with respect. Judge, Mr. Hill, this court owes you an apology. And the people owe you thanks. Lancaster stormed out, ruined. Marcus didn't smile. He simply turned to the families and said, Marcus, we won this together. Outside, cameras flashed. Reporters shouted. But Marcus walked straight to his clients, not the microphones. Marcus Hill proved that brilliance and heart can come from the most unexpected places. He fought for a community others ignored, and he won. And the shocking secret? The empire he destroyed was the same one that once stole his own home. Final shot. Marcus walking down Briarwood Street again. Kids run up to hug him. Mothers wave from porches. A boy tugs on his sleeve. Boy. Mr. Hill. I want to be a lawyer like you. Marcus smiles softly. Marcus. Then promise me this. Never let anyone tell you that you don't belong. What do you think mattered more? Marcus's genius in court or his heart for his people? Drop your thoughts below. And if you missed our last story, the poor black teen who silenced a billionaire's crying baby on a plane, go watch it now. You'll love it. If this story inspired you, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Black Response for more powerful stories of truth and justice.